Good evening, Belize. It's Thursday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly and here's what we're following tonight. After almost 8 years, the Bobby Garcia murder trial is finally nearing a verdict. Former CEO Anwar Barrow says BTL will have a hard time justifying its proposed $80 million takeover of SpeedNet. And he's not the only one raising questions. Former mayor and attorney Darrell Bradley is also challenging the logic and legality behind the deal. We're also taking you to Caye Caulker, where artists are turning island identity into vibrant works of art. And in Cuba, Belizean students are speaking out about fuel shortages and rolling blackouts that are making daily life a struggle. Those stories and more are coming up in just 60 seconds. Stay with us. News 5 starts now. Good evening and welcome back. A pair of young men charged with the brutal 2018 murder of 18-year-old Bobby Garcia will learn their fate on Friday in Belmopan. They were both minors when they were first remanded to the Wagner's youth facility, teenagers facing an adult-level accusation that shocked San Ignacio more than 7 years ago. Since then, they've grown up behind bars and even completed high school with top marks. But despite turning their lives around, they could still be staring down lengthy prison sentences. Tonight, we revisit the crime that rattled a community and the long road to justice for Bobby Garcia. Here's News 5's Isani Cayetano.
On October 6, 2018, a brutal killing shattered the quiet at the Caye archaeological site. 19-year-old Bobby Garcia was found stabbed repeatedly, his throat slit, and an X carved into his chest and face. The gruesome scene immediately fueled fears in San Ignacio of a possible ritualistic murder. Earlier that night, Bobby had told his friends he was going to the park. He never returned. When his relatives went searching, they ended up at Caye, where police had already discovered his body. The family believes he was lured there. They say Bobby rarely went out at night, and the fact that he left the house in his pajamas in the rain only deepened their suspicion.
I was really curious to find who he was talking to and who was the last person who messaged him to come out. So we checked his personal laptop that he has at home that he usually records music on, and we found out that his Facebook was logged in. We searched his Facebook and found two accounts, one as Dank Frank and one as Charlie Chung. And further looking into the accounts, the pictures and what's not, we noticed several pictures were the same on both accounts, and both of them were talking about the same time, heading to the same location and taking the boombox and some snacks. And that's how we figured it out. Then from there we informed the police, handed over the laptop so they can do their investigation.
Investigators soon zeroed in on two suspects, both minors, just 15 and 16 years old. 3 days after Bobby Garcia's body was discovered inside a temple at Caye Caulker, the pair was taken to the San Ignacio Magistrates Court to be formally arraigned.
On the 10th of October, police arrested and charged two minors, a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old, one of San Ignacio town and the other of Santa Elena town. Both were charged jointly with murder and conspiracy to commit murder.
Both teenagers were sent to Wagner's youth facility at the Belize Central Prison, where juvenile offenders are housed. Since then, they've used their time in custody to complete high school through the Kaina online program. In September 2020, while they were still minors, I had the opportunity to sit down and speak with them.
When I first got here, I guess it was a little bit of a struggle because I had to get along with everybody else. So that was kind of one of my challenges because I'm not really used to socializing. I was antisocial. So I guess that's one of the achievements.
Like his classmate, the second inmate spoke confidently and showed a real passion for learning. Admittedly, it took being behind bars for him to truly recognize the value of a good education.
It was a bit challenging because the incarceration, I was away from my family, but I built a close relationship with each and everyone, so it was a bit easier to focus on what I was doing.
Both accused are now adults, and their trial for the murder of Bobby Garcia has concluded. On Friday morning, they'll stand before the High Court to learn their fate. Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
A Belize City man beat an attempted murder charge, but that victory didn't carry him far. 22-year-old Charleston Green walked out of the High Court after his trial fell apart on day one, all because the key witness never showed. Without Dixon Ramirez, the man police say Green shot in August 2022, the prosecution had no case and a nolle prosequi was quickly entered. But Green didn't taste freedom for long. Moments after leaving the High Court, officers escorted him straight back to the Belize City Magistrates Court, and then back to prison. That's because Green is already serving a 3-year sentence for firearm and ammunition offenses, plus aggravated assault on 3 police officers, charges that stem from that same 2022 incident, when police say he fired at them during a chase before being subdued with a loaded weapon. He was sentenced in 2025, and with his penalties running concurrently, the earliest he can walk out of prison is July 2027. So while the attempted murder charge is gone, Charleston Green isn't going anywhere, at least not for another year and a half. A Belize City man at the center of a violent 2020 shooting will remain on trial after a judge ruled that the evidence against him is strong enough to proceed. Instead of focusing on the legal back and forth, the heart of this case lies in a survivor's determination to be heard, even from thousands of miles away. 26-year-old Michael Wani Gladen is accused of helping carry out a brazen attack where 33-year-old Karen Pinto was chased and shot by 2 men. Pinto fled Belize and now lives in the United States, where she has sought asylum, but she still testified last Friday via video link, describing how she jumped into a swamp and played dead to stay alive. Her attorney argued she misidentified Gladen. Prosecutors countered that Pinto knew him well, over a year before the attack, and recognized him before, during, and after the shooting. They say Gladen didn't just witness the attack, he stayed by the shooter's side the entire time and even urged him to leave, reportedly saying, "She done dead, let's go." Justice Candice Nanton agreed the case should continue, rejecting a non-case submission from Gladen's attorney, Ian Gray. Gladen now stands alone in a dock. His co-accused, DeAndre Adolphus, was killed in an unrelated shooting more than a year after the attack. Gladen chose to remain silent when it was his turn to offer a defense. Both sides will file written submissions next, and Justice Nanton is expected to deliver her decision on March 12th at 2 p.m. BTL's $80 million bid for SpeedNet is stirring real doubts tonight. Not about telecoms, but about transparency. Former CEO Anwar Barrow says Belizeans shouldn't expect a financial breakdown. And that silence is only raising more questions. What's behind the deal and why can't the public see the numbers? That's next.
Registry Department and Vital Statistics Unit offers correction and birth amendment services to correct information on your certificates. Correction services are meant to fix typos and similar errors. Birth amendment services allow for changing a child's name within the first year of registration, as well as adding or removing the father's details from the birth certificate. Who can apply? Any life event participant involved, such as bride or groom for marriage record corrections, mother, father, or child over 18 for birth record corrections, either the mother or father depending on the type of birth amendment. A person authorized can also apply once they have an authorization form. The new CRVS, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit our website at crvs.gov.bz today to access our services.
Forward-thinking farmer ready to adopt climate-smart practices? The future of farming is resilient, sustainable, and profitable, and we're here to help you achieve just that. Whether cultivating half an acre or 200 acres, DFC offers affordable financing options and a matching grant up to $12,000 for Window 1 and up to $60,000 for Window 2 to help make your farm climate-smart, withstand unpredictable weather patterns, and adopt practices that enhance productivity and efficiency. This program is ideal for farmers and cooperatives. Women farmers are highly encouraged to take advantage. Join us in creating a resilient and sustainable agricultural future for Belize. Apply now and take the next step towards a stronger, greener tomorrow.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should your banking. Belize Bank. Go digital.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
He's going to try and hobble detail.
That's what Dean Barrow predicted would happen if Briceño became Prime Minister, but it has not happened. In fact, what Barrow failed to tell us was that the hobbling of BTL had already taken place under his son Anwar as Executive Chairman, whose policies caused earnings on shares to fall from 42 cents to 21 cents in 2017 and 2018, then way down to 14 cents by 2019 and 2020. When Briceño became Prime Minister, it actually started climbing again, up to 29 cents in 2022, then to 40 cents in 2023, up to 46 cents in 2024, and hit an all-time high at 53 cents in 2025. So the next time they replay Barrow's prediction,
he's going to try and hobble BTL.
Remind him it was under his son's tenure as Executive Chairman that the hobbling of BTL occurred, and it is under Briceño as Prime Minister that it has rebounded. That is the fact, the stubborn fact.
The debate over BTL's planned $80 million purchase of SpeedNet just took a new turn, because for many Belizeans, this isn't only about telecoms. It's more about trust. When the country's largest phone company, one that's majority government-owned and backed by Social Security funds, moves to spend that kind of money, people want straight answers. And right now, they're not convinced they're getting them. Across social media and in public forums, Belizeans are asking a simple question. Is SpeedNet really worth $80 million? And if it is, where's the financial breakdown that proves it? Those questions landed squarely on the table at a Civic Fellowship Academy panel on Wednesday. Former BTL CEO Anwar Barrow didn't sugarcoat his response. He suggested the public shouldn't hold its breath for a detailed financial justification, at least not one that makes its way into the light. So tonight, the conversation shifts. This is about transparency, accountability, and who gets to see the math behind one of the biggest telecom deals in Belize's recent history.
I don't see a legal mechanism for that. There may be justifications that happen to shareholders. And when I say shareholders, if you go that route, if you say that I am a taxpayer and a shareholder by way of the government owning shares, and so I want the government to disclose the financials, that's an argument, but it's a little bit indirect.
Okay.
Right? For it to be disclosed to the public. I think that if the transaction goes through and BTL doesn't make the kind of money that they're expecting to make from the acquisition, I don't necessarily know that the government will have to step in and bail them out, or there's some automatic hook like that. So it's not a financial question. I think that what the question really is around, will the market be better off for it? The board of directors make a financial decision, but the question from the public, I think, is more along the lines in terms of what's applicable here. Will this be better for me? I'm going to have less choices, because obviously I have two right now and I will have less. I'll only have one. How is that going to affect my service? But I think in terms of the call for, we want to see financials, I'm not sure how you place that. There's no direct way to place that, is what I'm trying to say.
The scrutiny over BTL's proposed acquisition of SpeedNet is intensifying, and two prominent voices are sharpening the debate. Former BTL CEO Anwar Barrow says Belizeans shouldn't expect a clear financial justification for the $80 million deal. While attorney Daryl Bradley argues the move may not even meet the legal test under the Belize Telecommunications Act. Together, their concerns shift the conversation from cost and competition to a deeper question. Is this acquisition defensible financially or legally?
Assuming it's legal, which I'm saying that it's not, my opinion is it's not. Assuming that it is legal, BTL and SMART should not be leading this discussion. It's a regulatory environment, and if you're going to do any kind of merger and acquisition, that will require an application to the PUC, and that will require processes, including public input. There's an actual provision in the legislation that requires public comment about this, so people can dialogue in relation to this. And one of the problems that I have with how this entire process is going out is that we're finding about this information after the fact. This was raised by members of the media, members of the trade union, and that's not the way things are supposed to happen. It should be something that is led by the Public Utilities Commission, the regulator. It clearly involves the private entity, but it should involve a great degree of public oversight. And the last point that I want to just add in here is a serious issue that concerns me is the players involved. And Belize is a very small country, and there's oftentimes conflicts of interest that we can't really change because of the small nature of the society. But a deal like this involving so much millions of dollars and involving a legislative regime that prohibits anti-competitive practices in circumstances where powerful people in the country are interested in this transaction. Where is the public represented? I have not seen any kind of independent valuation in relation to what is the value of SMART. How do we assure that this is an arm's length transaction? What kind of systems are in place to ensure that this is in the best interest of the people of Belize? And when we look at the players involved, it's obvious to me that the Belizean people are not fully represented at the table in the way that they should be.
As questions mount over cost, legality, and transparency, tonight's debate leaves one central issue on the table. Who is really looking out for the public in this $80 million deal? In the pouring rain and with frustration rising, former employees of Belize Telemedia Limited are back on the picket line, pressing for the severance they say they earned after decades of service. Prime Minister Briceño and Labor Minister Karim Musa have voiced support for their cause. But members of the Belize Communication Workers for Justice say they've heard enough talk. What they want now is action. Today, Shane Williams spoke with some of the men and women behind the placards, standing firm despite the weather.
They marched through the rain, older men and women, many battling health issues, standing shoulder to shoulder with one clear demand: pay them the severance they're owed. The Belize Communication Workers for Justice say time is not on their side and patience has long run out.
So unless BTL acts in that manner, it's really just words coming out from the Prime Minister, because the board that is appointed by him and that serves at his pleasure is not listening to what he's saying. They're taking their times. They have written to us. They have even sent that press release that said that they will wait until their next board meeting to review this. I hope that they will put some urgency on it. We continue protesting for this reason, because words without action, no one do nothing for us. And I think from the beginning we had said that we will stick to this until that money is paid out to our group. And like we said, there is a group. Our group is a group of people that are older, and you can see that they're out here under this rain.
And while it's easy to focus on the chants and placards, the real story lies with the people behind them. For 26 years, Leticia Reyes was a familiar voice to Belizeans, especially those calling 113 for help in Spanish. She was the steady, reassuring presence on the other end of the line, serving the public day in and day out. Today, Reyes is fighting for her health and for dignity.
Working at BTL, I suffered several surgeries. I went through gastric bypass. I went through 2 heart surgeries. I had anemic. I had 2 strokes already, and that's the reason why I can't speak too much like that. I cannot do remember words that I could say. I used to say it, and I even lost my Spanish with the stroke. But working at BTL was excellent for me at that time because we were all building BTL where it is right now. And I don't think that other people that comes now, they will gain from our sweat, but we need the severance. In another 2 years or 3 years, I need to go for another surgery, heart surgery. So that's why the severance would be good for me. At my last surgery, I write to BTL and I asked them for help, not the full amount that I needed, but one full basket. And I didn't get an answer, and afterwards they told me that they won't help, so I didn't get anything from help from them.
Patricia Bradley worked at BTL for 17 years. She opened a small restaurant after retirement, but it collapsed during the COVID shutdown. She is now a caregiver for the elderly and would use her severance to expand her business and reopen the kitchen.
We have certain health issues as we get older we need to look into to make sure that we, check ourselves. Basically, since leaving BTL, I was running a kitchen with my husband. Doing our own business, but then COVID came in. And basically now I'm doing caregiving. I have a patient that I take care of in my home. But I'm out here today because, the toil, the sacrifices that we made to BTL. You can't get time off, family time. You always have to be missing from parties, weddings, any kind of funeral, you can't really go. You're always working. The technicians that are running the lines can tell you about alligator in the swamps, and they have to be going through that, the late hours when hurricane, you're there away, your family, they're home by themselves. We give we all to you. We give we all out of our youth, we years.
Gregory Bennett worked 11 years as a test officer and saw the company's cellular service progression and roll out of other automated services. He intends to use his severance to further his education.
I'm so appalled at the way we're being treated because now they're going to invest $80 million in buying over smart when they can put it on pause and pay us workers who have toiled and have done many things for the community and nationwide. And what I'm going to do with this money that I will be getting, because we're talking about thousands of dollars, I'm going to certainly do some good personal administration. And right now I'm really behind. I want to buy a car. I want to do things. I want to further my education. At the age of 60, we can still continue. It's not over till it's over.
The Belize Communication Workers for Justice say they will remain on the streets until their severance is paid in full, insisting that after decades of service, justice delayed has become justice denied. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Former BTL workers took their fight for severance back to the streets this week, marching through heavy rain to demand the payouts they say are long overdue. Their stories of sacrifice and hardship have reignited national attention, and now that pressure is reaching the halls of Parliament. Tonight, Union Senator Glenfield Dennison himself, the son of a former BTL linesman, adds his voice to the call for justice, urging the company's board to stop delaying and pay the workers what they're owed.
I have the same name as my dad, Glenfield Dennison. He worked here at BTL as a linesman. I think an assistant linesman too. So a very low paying, very labor intensive job. But that's how we went to school. He sent me, my little sister, my little brother to school, built his home where we grew up. And it's on the grind, just going to work every day, getting up early hours, long, late evenings. But it really instilled in me that work ethic that I now have. You understand that hard work is not the hard work is not to be frowned upon, because I have the love of my father to show me the example of hard work. But he didn't always insist that you go to school, Well, I'm so proud to be here and be recognized by his co-workers as a product of one of their co-workers, For me, that's so heartfelt.
And now how does it feel now that you are on the side where you are fighting for them, advocating for them, people like your father?
Shane, that's like, I think that's the pride of a son, to be able to fight a cause not just for him, but for his co-workers.
What's your message to the board members who will be listening later?
Stop finding obstacles to pay these people, right? The CCJ ruling was very clear that you made a mistake. You made a mistake back in the day by not paying people their severance, and that's okay, we're humans. I think the policy to not pay the workers is guiding the interpretation of the law. I think you have to look at it the other way to see what are the constitutional rights of people, what were the statutory rights of people at the time, acknowledge that the CCJ has ruled that there is a social justice element to it, and simplifying the money and pay these people.
We now turn to regional politics. Barbados woke up today to a political landscape that looks very familiar, yet raises new questions. Mia Mottley didn't just win yesterday's general election, she wiped the slate clean again, leading her Barbados Labour Party to a third straight sweep of all 30 seats. It's a rare political feat anyone in the world, and one that cements her as one of the Caribbean's most commanding figures. But beneath the historic victory lies a quieter storyline. Many Barbadians simply stayed home. Reports from across the island point to a mid to low turnout election, even after repeated calls for citizens to get out and vote. So why didn't the energy at the polls match the size of the win? Tonight we dig into the results, the mood on the ground, and how Prime Minister Mottley framed her landslide in her post-election address, offering a glimpse of where Barbados goes next.
We stood here in 2018, and I promised you then that we would work hard to stabilize this country, that we would do the difficult things, and we did them. We thought we could move to a growth path almost immediately, but COVID had other plans for us. And rather than a growth plan, we went from mission critical to mission survival. And regrettably, some of our friends and family did not make it. It is really only in the last 2.5 years that we have started mission transformation. And it is to this that this Barbados Labour Party government is committed. We did not come simply to hold office. We have come to make Barbados better and to make your lives better. We have never stopped believing from the days of Grantley Adams that our mission first and foremost is to stop poor people from being poor and to remove injustice wherever it exists, to create opportunities for people, and to be able collectively to build strong families, strong communities, strong workers, strong businesses, and ultimately a strong nation.
Up next, we head to Caye Caulker, where two bright, bold signs are doing more than drawing selfies. They're capturing the island's soul. In this week's Belize on Reel, we meet the artist bringing those landmarks to life. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
What if BTL and Smart came together? What would it mean for Belize? Savings reinvested, more efficient, pays for itself in 4 years. 100% self-funded. No SSB, GOB, or bank loans. Strong returns. More than double the dividends. More investment in rural communities. Connecting more Belizeans. Stronger national infrastructure. Built for long-term value. BTL and SpeedNet. Know the facts.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should your banking. Belize Bank. Go digital.
Start your day the right way with your morning boost. Get moving with energizing workouts, refreshing yoga sessions, and easy tips to keep your mind and body in balance. From fitness to personal growth and positivity, we're here to kickstart your mornings with motivation that lasts all day. Wake up to wellness. Your morning boost, every day at 6 a.m.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Get ready for fantastic discounts. From now through to September 30th, Venice is having store-wide discounts on tools, paints, appliances, plumbing and electrical products, lights and fans, household items, and much, much more. Visit a Venice store near you to enjoy fantastic discounts from now through September 30th. Only at Venice. Quality and savings.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
We head now to Caye Caulker, where 2 vibrant landmarks have become magnets for both tourists and locals. Right in the heart of the island, the Caye Caulker and the split sign stand tall, bright, bold, and unmistakably Belizean. Each one is splashed with artwork that captures the island's culture, its easygoing charm, and the natural beauty that keeps visitors coming back. They're more than photo ops. They've become symbols of the village's identity. In this week's edition of Belize on Reel, we're taking you behind the scenes to meet the artists whose creative vision brought these iconic pieces to life. We explore what inspired the designs and how these installations continue to energize the community. News 5's Brittany Gordon has the story.
If you've traveled across Belize, you've probably seen those bright letter signs that mark each community. In Caye Caulker, two of them stand out: the Caye Caulker sign and the iconic split sign. The village commissioned the Caye Caulker sign in 2018 for Lobster Fest, and the artist behind that vivid underwater design is Armando Rootsman Rivera. His colorful work brings the reef to life and captures the spirit of the island in a single snapshot.
They just give me an idea and I take it from there. So they wanted an underwater theme. So that was my first initial inspiration. But then I figured I could combine the whole thing with animals and the lizard, for instance, and then you go to the underwater with the fish and the sharks, that kind of stuff.
Rivera moved to Caye Caulker at 15, and within a year, he was already oil painting, driven by the beauty he saw around him. The original sign on the island was painted by another well-known local artist, but when it started to fade, Rivera stepped in to give it new life. And for Caye Caulker chair Selene Villanueva Pot, that kind of creativity is exactly what makes the island's art scene so vibrant and something she's proud to show off.
The Caye Caulker sign was done initially by Mr. Megan. So he was the one who designed it, painted it first. Then it needed repainting, and then Rootsman, I believe, came about and painted it. The one in the split is done by Miss Lily. And we want to say that these are both islanders. So we have very talented artists on the island.
Not long after the Caye Caulker sign went up, another eye-catching landmark appeared just down the way. This time, it was the split sign, now the star of countless vacation photos. The artist behind that vibrant piece is Lily Alamina, owner of See the Soul Art Studio. Her work has quickly become a must-see spot for both tourists and locals soaking in the island vibes.
I got the opportunity to paint that through Nady Rodriguez. She's the owner of the Split Bar and Grill. Since we're good friends, she pulled me aside and she's like, I have a project for you if you're up to it, if you think you can do it. And that was the biggest one I've done thus far. So I was like, I think I can do this. And the Split is our premier spot for socialization, hanging out, drinking, swimming. And you can see the sunrise and the sunset both from the Split every day. So I said, we're gonna pull all the reds, the oranges, the yellows from that sunset you get to see on most days, and we're gonna put that on the sign.
Alamina draws her inspiration from the community. She has spent her entire life in Caye Caulker, and the island still fuels her creativity every day. Inspiration comes from simple places: her mother's garden, the view from her front porch, the colors and rhythm of the village life. For her, being recognized as one of the island's standout artists is more than a title, it's an honor she carries proudly.
What I like is that if anything, we always have each other's backs. If someone's looking for someone to do this particular job in this particular way, and we know, oh, this person does that better, this one does that better, we're giving contact information, we're putting each other on different jobs. We motivate each other and keep each other in the loop.
Alamina says she spent about 4 days completing the sign after working with the owners of the Split to lock in the design. Rivera, meanwhile, explained that his process was simple, just him and his materials.
Well, I don't do no sketching. For me, sketching is occupying more time. So I just go straight to the brush.
Today, those painted signs stand out as a real source of pride for the people of Caye Caulker. They don't just show off the island's natural beauty, they spotlight the homegrown talent that brings its story to life. And the signs are only just the beginning. Across the island, you'll find murals and artwork these creators have added over the years, with even more on the way. Rivera hopes young artists keep pushing themselves, and he shares one piece of advice for anyone dreaming of leaving their mark on the world.
The first thing is to look within, and stay on it, because you're always going to have disappointments, but you can't make that stop your inspiration. You have to use it towards your benefit.
So the next time you're in Caye Caulker, take a moment to slow down and really look at these signs. Every detail reflects the community's personality, its pride, and the artists who poured their creativity into making them uniquely Belizean. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Belizean medical students in Cuba are facing growing uncertainty tonight as fuel shortages and rolling blackouts make daily life harder and communication with home even tougher. How are they coping and what does it mean for families here? That story is coming up.
For Belizean studying medicine, but the country is now facing one of its worst crises.
That's what the Barrow predicted would happen if Briceño became Prime Minister, but it has not happened. In fact, what Barrow failed to tell us was that the hobbling of BTL had already taken place under his son Anwar as executive chairman, whose policies caused earnings on shares to fall from 42 cents to 21 cents in 2017 and 2018, then way down to 14 cents by 2019 and 2020. When Briceño became Prime Minister, it actually started climbing again, up to 29 cents in 2022, then to 40 cents in 2023, up to 46 cents in 2024, and hit an all-time high at 53 cents in 2025. So the next time they replay Barrow's prediction,
he's going to try and hobble BTL.
Remind him it was under his son's tenure as executive chairman that the hobbling of BTL occurred, and it is under Briceño as Prime Minister that it has rebounded. That is the fact, the stubborn fact.
Me. My data done, and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right. Life doesn't wait, and neither should your banking. Belize Bank. Go digital.
Belizean medical students in Cuba are facing growing uncertainty tonight. The island nation is battling severe fuel shortages, rolling blackouts, and major disruption to basic services. And that turmoil is making daily life increasingly difficult for students studying abroad. Communication has become unreliable, and families here at home are feeling the strain as they struggle to stay connected with their loved ones. Shane Williams has more.
Cuba has long been a top destination for Belizeans studying medicine, but the country is now facing one of its worst crises in years. After the U.S. cut off its main oil supply, fuel shortages triggered long, unpredictable blackouts. Cuba is now only producing about half the electricity it needs. Belizean students there are used to tough living conditions, but this situation has families back home on edge. One Belizean father told News 5 he hasn't heard from his son since yesterday.
Fortunately, we have not had issues until maybe yesterday evening. Prior to that, we were able to communicate with him. But since last night, it seems that there has been no communication.
I know students who go there are already prepared to face more hardships than they face here at home, but has he been saying that things have been even more difficult than usual?
Oh yeah, he has always been indicating that to us, that things are harder, more power outages, more water interruption, and more frequent and more lengthy, no? And so, yeah, he has expressed that very much concern as to exactly what will be the future of the island and, of course, the future of their studies.
We are very much concerned. There's some level of anxiety. My wife is actually the one that worries a lot more. I tend to not worry too much. I tell her that we'll just have to wait and see how things will evolve. I am pretty sure that our government here will do what is necessary to ensure, well, their safety or their repatriation if it's necessary, and see what steps need to be taken thereafter.
These blackouts don't just mean a few hours without lights. They disrupt almost every part of daily life. Water pumps stop working, food and medicine can't stay refrigerated, transportation slows, and critically for students, the telecom networks they rely on for classes and for staying in touch with family become unreliable. So far, there's been no official interruption to classes, and Belize's Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it's staying in close contact with our students in Cuba. But for many families here at home, that offers only limited comfort. The ongoing crisis on the island keeps them awake at night, worried about the safety and well-being of the loved ones they can't always reach.
I haven't had a discussion with my wife today whether she was able to reach him, so I know we had communicated with him yesterday during the day, but she told me that a message she has sent at night was not seen and not responded to, so I'll have to look into that. I am pretty sure our foreign minister and the Ministry of Education will do whatever is necessary to either bring them whenever the time is necessary to do that, and thereafter I'm sure they'll take the necessary steps to see whether they need to wait and go back or whether some other alternative is worked out for them to actually complete their studies, not because they have invested years of work already. In fact, my son is part of the last batch that went to Cuba, so there's no batch after them. So you can say that everybody has at least 4.5 years that they have been in Cuba studying. So we wouldn't want that to go to waste.
Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Belize's agriculture sector is about to get more than just a boost. It's gearing up for a transformation. The Ministry of Agriculture has signed on to a 4-year, multi-million-dollar partnership with Taiwan. And this time, the focus isn't only on growing crops, but on growing opportunity. At the heart of the initiative is a brand new food processing and incubation center, a facility designed to help farmers turn raw harvests into value-added products. And with Taiwan bringing decades of agricultural innovation to the table, Belize is tapping into expertise that could change the way local farmers do business. We caught up with Minister Rodwell Ferguson to break down how this project aims to strengthen agro-processing, improve farmers' livelihoods, and push Belize's agri-industry into its next phase of growth.
For months, or maybe 2 years, the discussion was with them to figure out how we can get a processing facility to do agro-processing. And lo and behold, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, they made contact with us and said they were successful in making sure that we get this facility. But Belize is very expensive. We're talking about $4.5 million. And our contribution was only $562,000. So it's obvious that Taiwan contributes more than 90% toward the project. And we appreciate it very much. It's going to be based in Central Farm, and then we are going to take in the fruits from the farmers and process it into value added.
Can you tell us how the farmers will be selected, and when do we see this coming on stream?
Well, it will take another 2 or 3 months, I believe, because they have to improve the infrastructure and put the machines in place to be able to tell the farmers they are not ready. Because the processing will be in Central Farm, I'm quite sure the people in the Caye district might benefit more because they are closer, but at the same time, we can transport the produce from point A to point B once we establish what we are going to process.
Belize's plastic problem isn't slowing down. A new report shows single-use bottles still clogging our waste stream despite years of bans. So what's being done now, and is it enough? Brittany Gordon has the story next.
BTL and Smart came together. What would it mean for Belize? Savings reinvested, more efficient, pays for itself in 4 years.
100% self-funded. No SSB, GOB, or bank loans.
Strong returns, more than double the dividends. More investment in rural communities, connecting more Belizeans. Stronger national infrastructure, built for long-term value. BTL and SpeedNet. Know the facts.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should your banking. Belize Bank. Go digital.
I crossed borders in Central America, searching for the stories behind the places we think we know. I'm Sabrina Daly, traveling as a Belizean, curious about the culture, the people, and the experiences that make each destination stand out. From the spirited landscapes of Honduras to the evolving heartbeat of El Salvador.
Go pupusa!
This journey explores what it really feels like to travel our region. This is Across Borders.
Man, that's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Earlier this week, we told you about the 2025 Sea of Life Trash Report, and its findings were hard to ignore. The data shows that plastic still dominates Belize's waste stream, making up 67% of all recorded debris nationwide. Out of more than 14,000 pieces of trash analyzed, single-use beverage bottles top the list, with products from Bowen & Bowen showing up most often. Back in 2022, Belize took a big step by banning several types of single-use plastics, straws, cups, plates, and more. But despite those efforts, plastic pollution remains a stubborn problem. Tonight, News 5's Brittany Gordon looks at what the private sector and government are doing now to tackle the issue, and whether those actions are enough to turn the tide.
On a hot day, most Belizeans grab a bottle of crystal water without thinking twice. But where do those bottles and pouches end up? The 2025 Sea of Life Trash Blitz report says many of them are landing in drains, on our streets, and washing into Belize's waters. In fact, Bowen & Bowen products are the most commonly found litter nationwide. We asked the company what it's doing to shrink its environmental footprint. Representatives told us, quote, Bowen & Bowen has reviewed the report and its findings. We actively promote returnable glass packaging and collect packaging from all our beverage products, including crystal water, at designated depots nationwide for recycling. Belize has the highest percentage of soft drinks sold in returnable glass bottles among bottlers in the region, and we also have the highest return rate of plastic bottles. We take our environmental obligations seriously and are committed to increasing collection efforts, end quote. Bowen & Bowen offers incentives for customers to return their bottles, but many still end up tossed on streets and in waterways. So what's being done on the national level? In 2022, the government banned several types of plastic and styrofoam products, blocking their importation and local production. The chief environmental officer says the rule is simple. Any plastic that's still allowed in Belize must now meet biodegradability standards.
We conducted what we call the conformity assessment. And so our national biodegradable standards speaks to two things. One, it says that a product is considered biodegradable if it is made up of 50% of more of an organic base material. And it is considered biodegradable if it is able to decompose within 365 days under certain conditions. So what we did in 2023 is we took 90 samples from about 35 different companies, importers and manufacturers. At that time, we had about 4 manufacturers. We took samples from what was coming into the country and what was being produced. We send them to a certified laboratory in Miami and to test for the bio-based content of these products. The results that we received back then suggested that the majority of the products that were being permitted to come into the country in 2023 were not meeting the standards.
The Sea of Life report lays out a step-by-step plan to phase out plastics in Belize. The Department of the Environment says it's considering that approach, starting with items like shopping bags and plastic packaging. But Sea of Life's executive director has concerns. She says Belize's current rule, requiring only 50% biomaterial in approved plastics, doesn't go far enough.
Sometimes biomaterials don't necessarily break down. And so there are reports that you can look at, like the Better Alternatives report is looks at global brands that produce what are considered bioplastics and looks at the breakdown over time. And there's only some that actually break down. Also, the other part of the law may have a time stamp on it, whereby the government would require that the product has to break down by so much within a certain amount of time, which I believe in Belize is maybe 1 year for the breakdown of the material. And so if that's not happening, that's another, I think, standard with any sort of bioplastic requirement is not just what is the substance making up the plastic, but also how does it react once it's in the waste stream.
Mai says the department has hired a consultant to review Belize's plastic ban and gauge how well it's working. If the assessment uncovers major gaps, the department is ready to rethink its strategy. He noted that the real challenge is tackling plastic pollution without putting local businesses at risk.
We had to strike a balance between environmental protection and ensuring that this initiative does not negatively impact these small-scale businesses, right? And so one of the most widely questions that we receive is, why don't you ban plastic bottles, right? In our research, there's no environmentally friendly option to replace plastic bottle at this moment. So if we would say we ban plastic bottles, then what would we do as a country in relation to having purified water available for people to use?
Paulita Bennett-Martin also highlights concerns regarding plastic recycling facilities and its potential impact on the environment and personal health.
They're melting plastics to reshape things to use on the market so that we're actually recycling the material, right? So that is something that's already occurring. In fact, we even melt or heat up plastics when we're repairing cars. So there are ways to work with plastics that can be monitored and potentially be safe. At the same time, we don't really know. Your question is perfect. We don't really know what happens to, when something gets heated up. We don't know what it releases necessarily or how that impacts our health.
Bowen & Bowen currently ships all collected plastic bottles to Guatemala to be recycled. They further stated, quote, "We also encourage proper disposal as part of our shared responsibility for the environment." End quote. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
In the Toledo district, 2 communities just took a big step toward cleaner, more reliable water. This week, residents of Yemery Grove celebrated the launch of their brand new water system, a major upgrade delivered through the Ministry of Rural Transformation and UNICEF. After years of sharing a supply with neighboring Laguna, the village now has full water independence, thanks to a new production, well-elevated reservoir, and submersible pump built to serve more than 100 households. Officials say the investment strengthens public health, improves daily life, and gives the local water board a sustainable system ready to grow with the community.
We had Laguna and Yemery Grove connected. And of course, there was the need, to expand the system and to ensure that Yemery Grove had a very reliable system 24 hours a day. And I will say to you, this is the third system, the third tower that we have constructed as a ministry. The first one was done in Tower Hill, Orange Walk. And then the second one we did was in Medina Bank. And the third one is here in Yemery Grove. We feel proud of this great accomplishment and work in which we can serve our students, our young children, and our fellow Belizeans.
Just want to say on behalf of the Emery Grove Village and Village Council and Water Board, we really appreciate this water system that you guys gave us.
And staying in the Toledo district tonight, San Jose residents are now enjoying a more reliable and cost-effective water supply. The Ministry of Rural Transformation, working with UNICEF, officially opened the village's upgraded water system today, shifting the community to a modern green energy setup that cuts operating costs while keeping water flowing consistently. The handover also included a heavy-duty backup generator, giving the village the resilience it needs during outages or severe weather. Officials say it's another step toward closing the infrastructure gap in rural Belize through smart, sustainable solutions.
Today's handover represents a concrete step towards expanding safe and reliable water services for children and families. Access to safe water is essential for health, education, resilience, especially in rural communities where challenges remain greatest. I wish to recognize the government of Belize through the Ministry of Rural Transformation, Community Development and Local Government, the Village Water Board here, who also, I'm sure, also include the members from the Nanoka community, the Village Council, and everyone who collaborated to make this possible.
We are especially grateful for the generous contribution that made this project complete and sustainable. The provision of new pipes, water meters, solar electrification, proper fencing, and a new generator to pump water. These additions have not only restored our water system, but strengthened it for the future. Clean and reliable water is life. But today, our community stands empowered because of your support. This project is more than infrastructure. It represents improved health, reduced hardship, better opportunities for our families, and hope for future generations.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.